So we're back after some
Never
technical
gotten some
errors.
technical
Yeah,
difficulties.
exactly. So what were the biggest obstacles you had to overcome as an entrepreneur getting into the business world?
So my start with Connect First was actually from a technical side. So I had the benefit of easing into the business piece over many years. So I am a software architect, and my responsibility and role for the first few years was purely technical, building out our product, building out our voice network, and then slowly began learning about the challenges of running a SaaS business, learning about what the industry needed, learning about where some of our competitors were failing that I felt we could be successful. And then over the course of the first 3 years, I began to take some of the strategic direction, and then ultimately took all of the executive responsibilities and entrepreneurial responsibilities about 3 years ago, so about year 6.5 of the company's existence. So that was nice from an entrepreneurial standpoint because I didn't have all of this kind of immediate responsibility to understand business. This being my first startup company, I had the benefit of learning as we went and focusing on the tech side, which is what I was good at, and then gaining the knowledge and the resources as I needed them to grow and actually be able to run the business later on in its life cycle.
Yeah, so what's been the biggest difference between being the CTO and the CEO?
As a CTO, you have a very narrow focus, at least in our space, and that is how to create a product with the highest uptime. And that's all you think about. Scalability, stability, and uptime, because that's really what is, from a technical standpoint, the biggest differentiator in our space. The competitors who crash don't get repeat business. Their customers leave them. The competitors who stay up end up just gaining and gaining and gaining market share. So thinking about that one piece is relatively simple compared to moving into the CEO role and worrying about budgets and finances and growth capital and strategic direction and competitive advantages and disadvantages, as well as the core product. So it's just a much broader scope in terms of what keeps me up at night now.
All right. And just to finish off, where do you see the future of Connect First going, just briefly? Where do you want this company to end up?
So I've really enjoyed the organic growth model that we've adopted. And the same 3 shareholders that were here 10 years ago are the same 3 shareholders that own 100% of Connect First. We've taken no outside money. We don't intend to. And basically what that does is it limits and naturally restricts our growth curve. And that's been good for us. We've got to maintain a really fun work environment. We have a high quality of life for all of our employees. We've got great relationships with our customers. Now, we're not gaining market shares at the same pace as some of these guys that have just gone public and have raised $150 million. But that's not really the business I want to be running. I want to continue our growth trajectory that we're on, get better at what we're doing, and just build a good, solid business so that when it's time to have a cash event, we're not selling vaporware or potential profitability. We've got a really strong company that we can demand a high multiple for.
Definitely.
At some point.
All right. Thanks, Geoff.